In 1701, a scientific experiment took place that would forever alter our understanding of reality itself. What was discovered that day shook the very foundation of science, not just in physics, but in the way we perceive existence, consciousness, and the universe. And yet, despite the fact that modern technology depends on this discovery, its true implications remain ignored, denied, or misunderstood. What if reality is not what we think it is? What if science unintentionally uncovered the mechanics of creation itself? And what if this experiment holds the key to understanding the very nature of God? Today we uncover one of the greatest scientific discoveries in human history, the double-slit experiment, the foundation of quantum mechanics, and the experiment that forces us to question the nature of reality itself. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you may never see the world the same way again. In 1701, a brilliant scientist named Thomas Young conducted an experiment so simple, yet so profound, that its implications would forever alter the way we understand light, matter, and reality itself. Before this experiment, scientists were divided. Was light made of particles like tiny bullets moving through space? Or was it a wave, spreading and interacting like ripples on water? To settle the debate, Young devised a groundbreaking experiment, one that would later become the foundation of quantum mechanics. Young's setup was deceptively simple: a light source, initially a candle, a barrier with two very narrow slits, a screen behind the barrier to observe the result. If light were made of particles, it would travel in a straight line, passing through either one slit or the other, producing two bright bands on the screen. But when Young conducted the experiment, something completely unexpected happened. Instead of two bands of light, he saw an interference pattern, a series of alternating bright and dark bands, just like waves overlapping on water. This meant that light wasn't behaving like a particle, it was behaving like a wave, passing through both slits at the same time and interfering with itself. This challenged the dominant idea that light was made of particles, confirming instead that light moves like a wave. But the real mystery was yet to be discovered. Over 100 years later, as quantum physics began to take shape, scientists repeated the double-slit experiment, but this time using single particles of light, photons, electrons, and even entire atoms. What they found defied logic. When particles were fired one at a time, they still created an interference pattern, as if each particle was behaving like a wave, passing through both slits simultaneously and interfering with itself. But then came the most shocking discovery. When scientists placed detectors at the slits to observe which slit each particle passed through, everything changed. The interference pattern disappeared. Particles stopped behaving like waves. They suddenly acted like solid particles again, as if they had only gone through one slit or the other. In other words, the act of observation itself changed the outcome. This bizarre phenomenon became known as wave function collapse, a concept pioneered by Werner Heisenberg, one of the founding fathers of quantum mechanics. Before being observed, particles exist in a state of superposition, a quantum state where they hold infinite potential, existing in all possible states simultaneously. But the moment they are observed, they are forced to choose a single reality. This experiment revealed something deeply unsettling. Reality is not fixed. It is a field of infinite possibilities. The act of observation determines what manifests. This leads to a profound question. What is the role of the observer in shaping the universe? Does human consciousness influence the fabric of reality itself? Ancient wisdom may have already given us the answer. Long before quantum physics, the Hermetic tradition taught a principle that now seems eerily aligned with modern science. As above, so below. As within, so without. Could it be that what we observe, believe, and focus on is what creates our reality? Stay with me, because what comes next will challenge everything we thought we knew about existence. Imagine standing in front of a closed door. Behind it, there could be a dog, a cat, or even nothing at all. Until you open the door, all possibilities coexist. In the quantum world, something strikingly similar happens. Before being observed, particles exist in a state of superposition, where all possibilities are open at once. But the moment you observe or measure the particle, something unbelievable happens. All possibilities vanish, and only one becomes real. This is what physicists call the collapse of the wave function, where the mere act of attention transforms potential into reality. But what if this isn't just about quantum mechanics? What if this is happening in your own life right now? The double-slit experiment doesn't just apply to physics, it reveals a deeper truth about how our attention shapes our world. When you focus your energy, thoughts, and intentions on something, be it a dream, a goal, or a relationship, you are literally shaping the direction your life takes. If you constantly focus on problems, you strengthen that reality. If you focus on solutions and possibilities, those are the realities that begin to take form. Let's take a real-life example. A person struggling financially who spends all their time thinking about debt, stress, and lack will only reinforce that state. But if they shift their focus to opportunities, solutions, and ways to create wealth, their reality begins to change. The collapse of the wave function teaches us that limitations are only temporary. Infinite possibilities exist, waiting to manifest as soon as you shift your focus. This idea isn't just a modern scientific revelation. Thousands of years ago, Hermetic teachings already described this phenomenon in the first principle of the Kabbalion. The all is mind, the universe is mental. Your mind is not just a passive observer of reality, it is actively shaping it. Your attention is not just awareness. It is a creative force that selects which possibilities manifest. What does this mean for you? If reality responds to observation, what will you choose to observe? If possibilities collapse into form based on attention, where will you focus your energy? Because the truth is, whether in quantum physics or in life, the power has always been in your hands. And what comes next may be the final missing piece in understanding the link between consciousness and creation. Stay with me, because this journey is about to go even deeper. The double-slit experiment shattered our understanding of reality, leading to one of the most profound discoveries in modern physics: the existence of the quantum vacuum. But what is it? And why is it so important? Imagine using the most powerful microscope possible and pointing it at your own hand. First, you would see molecules that make up your skin. Going deeper, you would see atoms with protons and neutrons at their core, surrounded by electrons in orbit. Delving further, you would reach quarks, the fundamental particles inside protons and neutrons. But what lies beyond quarks? Some theories suggest superstrings, tiny vibrating energy threads that create all matter. Others propose the Higgs boson, the field that gives mass to all particles. But beneath it all, there is something even more fundamental: a limitless ocean of pure energy and potentiality. This is the quantum vacuum, the invisible field from which everything in existence emerges. Everything that exists, matter, energy, space, and time, arises from the quantum vacuum. When energy from the quantum vacuum interacts with the Higgs boson field, it gains mass, forming quarks. Quarks combine to form protons and neutrons. These create atoms which form molecules, cells, and ultimately, life itself. This means that everything in existence is an emanation of this primordial energy. The galaxies, the stars, the Earth, and even you. Everything is the quantum vacuum. It is the unified field that connects all things. But if this is true, then the implications are beyond scientific. They are existential. If everything emerges from the quantum vacuum, then what are you? You are not separate from it. You are it. Your consciousness, your body, your thoughts, all are manifestations of this infinite field. Every living being carries a unique divine spark, an individual fragment of the quantum vacuum itself. This is what ancient traditions have always referred to as the soul, the higher self, or the divine essence within. Understanding this is what we call enlightenment. But enlightenment is not intellectual knowledge. It is something that must be felt, realized, and embodied. The moment you truly feel this connection, the illusion of separation dissolves. There is no you in the universe. There is only one interconnected whole. And with this realization comes true peace, freedom, and understanding. Why do people suffer? Because they live believing in separation, trying to control their lives instead of allowing the quantum vacuum to guide them. The ego tries to control everything. This leads to struggle. Surrendering to the flow of existence allows true freedom. Letting go of ego does not mean doing nothing. It means aligning with the natural intelligence of the universe. The quantum vacuum is within you, and it already knows how to guide everything effortlessly. The more you resist it, the more suffering arises. The more you trust it, the more life unfolds in perfect harmony. You do not need to fight against life. You are life itself. Throughout history, humans have given different names to the source of all creation. God, the source, the one, the universal mind, the Tao. But modern physics has now unintentionally defined it in a way that aligns with ancient wisdom. The quantum vacuum is omnipresent because it exists in everything. The quantum vacuum is omnipotent because it holds the infinite potential to create all things. The quantum vacuum is omniscient because it is present in everything that happens. In other words, the quantum vacuum is what we have always called God. It is the source of all things, the field from which everything arises and to which everything returns. Understanding this changes everything. If humanity truly recognized this truth, then all war, suffering, exploitation, and division would end. Because harming another is harming yourself. Because separation is an illusion. Because one is all, and all is one. But for now, quantum mechanics remains a controversial topic, just as gravity once was, or relativity before it. The truth is always resisted until it becomes undeniable. One day, all of this will be taught to children just as easily as Newton's laws of motion. As Max Planck, the father of quantum physics, once said, "Science advances one funeral at a time, because sooner or later, the truth always comes to light." Does this change how you see reality? Do you believe the quantum vacuum could explain what we call God? Comment below. Let's explore this mystery together. Thank you for watching. May this understanding bring clarity, connection, and awareness to your journey.